is Kara Allison, and you're watching another episode of The League.
Look, I've been sipping too much activist. Got rap money in the mattresses. The whole team got straps in this. Just the way of life. You better play it right or pay the price. Being famous won't save your life. I bet you Kenny won't slip. Boy, I spent plenty on wrist, and I still pull penny on the look. I spent some time with your bro. Then I got a sign from the Lord. Told my nigga keep a 9 in your car. Seeing demons in my life that me misleading.
What's going on, y'all? Back again with another episode of The Leak, and I'm here today with a special guest. You might have seen her before, you know what I mean? Her face looks very familiar. Miss Kara Allison. How you doing? Miss Kara Allison.
I'm
how
good.
You doing? That's the name.
Yes.
Okay, how you doing today though?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing all right, you know. I'm chilling like I usually do. So I mean, take me through just the introduction into how you got into, I want to say, your first modeling gig. Mm-hmm. Take me into that.
My first modeling gig was probably like a music video. I think it was like Little Famous Officer. Mm-hmm. My best friend at the time, she does music videos, and she was always casting and whatever. And she was just like, oh, you should come with me. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go with you. And I went with her, and the director was Gil Green. Okay. And he pulled me to the side. He's like, yo, like, you could be big in this. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to do my hardest to, like, turn you into a star. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, because... Because they sell, a lot of people sell dreams these days. You know what I'm saying? So how did you know to like really believe them and really trust them?
I just did my casting. I just did what I had to do, and then I got a phone call, and it was like, Gil wants you to be the lead for Miss Officer. So I was like, oh snap!
So in what scene was I'm trying to remember that video? What scene were you said the lead girl?
Well, he wanted me to be the lead. Oh, it didn't turn out that way. Oh. But I felt like everything happened for a reason, and I was just excited, like for my first casting, my first video, to even be considered, because that was like a major song. Okay. My favorite song at the time, so I was so excited, and I was just, blessed to even be a part of it. It was a long shoot, but it was like one of the most fun. And
then everything just went off from there.
Yep.
Okay.
Snowballed.
Snowball. Oh, okay. And so now let me backtrack a little bit. Where's your, where are you from? Your heritage? Where did you grow up?
Well, I'm from Miami. My mom is Jamaican. My dad's British. My dad's a Jafaican.
I mean, he's British. There's a lot of us out here.
Yeah, but he lived in Jamaica, so he has a Jamaican accent, everything. But he's really from England. Okay. So I'm, British Jamaican.
Okay. And from South Florida.
Yep.
Okay. Born and raised. Now, how does the fact that you're Jamaican / British, and you have that, like, I guess, I say that culture, how did that play into you getting into modeling? How did that, like, how do you use that to do what you do?
I don't even know. I think I just like, like my family, like my background, like everybody in my family is very like skilled in whatever they want to focus on. And so when modeling came about, it kind of just happened, but it was just kind of like, okay, finally, like this is my thing. And then from there, I just kind of was just like, I'm just going to go hard. And then, I do, Jamaican videos and all that stuff. So they're just like, oh, do you know how to whine? I'm like, So it kind of just like, worked out. So I guess. Okay.
Now, now I'm not even going to get to that part. Let's go back a little bit more. XXL.
Double XL, yes.
Tell me a little bit tell me how to get on before the trophy was handed to you. Tell me how'd you get on there.
Well, Gil Green, the director, he texted me and he was like, hey, would you want to do Double XL? And I was just like, I guess. He's like, Sean Malcolm, the one who like runs that part of like the eye candy or whatever. He reached out to Gil because he saw me in the Fire Flame video with Birdman, Lil Wayne.
Now, I had a question. Did they teach you how to do that, or did you already know how to do that stuff in there?
They taught me.
Okay, just making sure, because I didn't.
And I was scared.
I mean, there's a lot of fire.
Yes, and weave is flammable.
Yeah, this I know.
Yes,
this I know.
It was like, but they taught me, so I was just kind of like, okay. But no, it was fun. But Gil texted me. He's like, "Would you want to do?" And I was like, yeah, why not? And then so Sean later emailed me and was like, you got to fly to New York. You got to do the shoot or whatever. It's going to be for the freshman issue. So I was just like, okay. I didn't realize how big it was until it happened. Yeah. Like it was like my first publication. Yeah. everything was laid out, hair, makeup, wardrobe, you know, just flying to a whole nother city to do it. It actually was aired on MTV. So it was just like, it was really exciting. And then from there, like anybody who does the book sale that year is like nominated to be Eye Candy of the Year. Yeah. And then so
like what is that regiment? Like what do you go through? Like,
well, you know, Sean actually texted me and he was like, hey, you know, the Eye Candy nominations are up. You know, start telling your friends to vote. Okay. And I was like, whatever, all these girls, you know, like they're big time. Like nobody's gonna vote for me, whatever, you know, I don't even really have social media. So I clicked on it and I was like, they showed the percentage of like each model and what they had. And I was winning. I was like, oh, like,
so
you know,
really,
like.
So you really got a little backing behind you.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, you know, like that enough gave me the confidence to actually like go hard at it. And I was just like, you know, I was telling people to vote for me and they did. And then when Sean called me, he's like, hey, you got it. I was like, oh, thank God. It was a long week.
It was okay, and basically it just went through just fan voting, or it was just
okay. It was all fan voting. Everything was on the website. You click who you want. They show percentage. You see all the comments. You got to read some haters, but
I mean they're gonna be out there. But you know we don't care about them. You know, high haters. That's what we do. We won't see them. Now tell me what is like more so the most influential thing that somebody has told you going through this process of like, you know, modeling, different shoots, different video shoots. What's something that somebody told you that, you know, you kind of stick with today?
It's a lot. Like I use a lot of different things people tell me. One of the ones that always stuck with me was I was on a set for one of Akon's video. Okay. And him and we were just having like a brief conversation. He's like, you know, like, you're a beautiful girl. Like, what do you want? Like, and, you know, of course I was just like, you know, I want to be a star. I want to be this. I want to be that. And he's just like, be careful what you wish for. And I was just like, you know, a guy with fame and fortune like himself, if he told you that, it just really made me take like a step back and like focus on me as an individual, what I wanted. And like long term, what was really going to bring me happiness, and as far as like not looking at all the materialistic stuff and like, you know, just everything that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah, that is very, somebody just told me that yesterday and it's so crazy, but that's very true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you, more so being humble than more than anything, because you never know. You could mess up something being some way with somebody and it could just turn all left. The whole career could go downhill. But I'm glad that, you know, that's something that stuck with you, because that's...
Yeah, because I was 18 when I started. You know, fresh out of high school. I was just like, I was going with the flow. Everything was happening so fast. And it just kind of made me be like, what are you doing? Like, you need to focus on you. Like, what is your backup plan? Like, you know, videos can get you so far. And, you know, like that just kind of like snapped me back into reality. And it's just like, okay. Got to be focused.
Okay, that's cool. So now, basically, you said, you know, what is the backup plan? What is the backup plan? Because, you know, you've been modeling, you've been doing your thing, but where do you plan on going with this now?
Well, you know, like my backup plan is, you know, I'm currently now in school for real estate. Okay. But pretty much my backup plan as in like the modeling field was, you know, to get into acting. I never wanted to be an actress. I'm shy as hell. Yeah, so I heard. I was just like, oh, Lord. But there was actually a casting for Ride Along too. The casting director, whatever, hit up Lashana, who is from Ethnicity Model. She's kind of who I go through for most things. Okay. And she hit me up and they're like, you know, they want you to cast for it. And I was just like, me, you know, I was probably like the only video girl to be picked to even cast for it. And I was just like, you know, I've never acted, whatever. I was scared. Pretty much I did it. I was sitting at that casting probably for like 2 hours. Yeah. Those girls casted and they did takes after takes after takes. And I went in there, I was like, whatever. I'm just going to read my lines. And I did it in like 2 takes. And he's like, wow, you know, like, you did it. And, you know, I didn't get the part, but just the fact that it just made me so much more confident and just being like, you know what, I maybe shouldn't just like let my own insecurities get in my own way.
Don't ever, anything that you feel like, anything you feel like you could do or somebody believes in you to do it.
No,
I wouldn't be here today if somebody didn't believe me. If I would, trust me, being in front of the camera, that's not me. But somebody believed, well, thank you. But somebody believed in me to say, you know what, this is what you should do. This, since you like this type of things, do it. And I'm here. And it's working very well. I'm meeting new people, doing different things. And it's just something that I just take heed to know that if I believe I could do it, no matter what anybody says or anything that I feel, I'm going to just do it. If I fail, I fail. But then that's just a learning lesson on that part.
You're right.
Now, tell me, you said you're not really dabbling in social media. You don't have an Instagram.
I don't. It's like I'm so like on the fence with Instagram. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make an Instagram. I'm not gonna make an Instagram. I'm gonna make an Instagram. I'm not. I don't know. The thing with me is just like, I think it's great as far as branding yourself as a person. As far as social media, I'm just very like apprehensive because I'm just like, I just feel like it just doesn't do well for people. You know, I think people post things for attention. I think people act a different way, get caught up in, oh my God, I didn't get this many likes or whatever, and become insecure. And it's just like, I just don't want to fall into the trap of Instagram. But then on the flip side, it's like in this industry, it's just kind of like, that's your moneymaker, you know? People are booking you based upon how many followers you have.
Exactly.
And so it's just like, I'm just back and forth every day. I haven't made a decision yet.
Well, I mean, trust me, it is a lot of that, but it is if you use it right, you could get like, you know, because that's like any like big meetings that like people are having nowadays, like what they do is they first thing, look at your social media impact. Like if you could really touch the people, because if they're gonna invest their time, invest their money, they're gonna want a return. And if you got that return, they're gonna go all the way with it.
You're right.
Now, before we wrap it up, I want to kind of know, do a little, quick questions, I guess. Since you do have that Jamaican background, British, and you're from, my question. You know my question?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm scared.
And no, don't be scared. And I'm from Miami. What is your favorite food? Because you do have the Miami. It has like and it's very Caribbean based in Miami. So I have different flavors. But what is your favorite?
Oh my God, I'm such a fat ass. Like I like everything. It depends. Like I love Jamaican food, of course. Like your jerk chicken, your oxtail, all that.
Tore up some curry chicken before I got here.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm jealous. I love Cuban food, probably because I live in Miami. I love Italian food.
Italian food is good.
So I'm just kind of like, any of those three is a no. Like I would eat it.
Okay.
No questions asked.
Cool. What is, because on these sets you see a lot of crazy things, you hear a lot of crazy things. What is the craziest thing that you've seen on one of these sets? If you could talk about it.
I have a feeling when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that one. Craziness is just, I think it's probably just seeing what people do for attention. I think it's just the craziest part. You know, I think it's a big misconception of what actually goes on in video sets. So boring. You're literally, the models are in their trailer, the artists are in their trailer. You just sit all day. It's hurry up and wait. You get hair and makeup, you sit. You're pretty much separated the whole time. Wow. And then when you go on set, you do what you do, and then you're back to your, your area. But yeah, everybody thinks it's like one big party. It's not. It's 12 hours of boringness all the time.
That's too crazy. Why they make it look so fun then? They turn on the music, they give girls the food. It just makes it look like it's a party over there. So.
Some sets are different than others. Okay. Some sets you will have, like the Akon video I did. It was more like in the makeup. It was like a huge room. All the girls were in there getting hair, makeup, food, drinks, whatever. I've probably done like 30 videos. That was probably the only one that was like that. Wow. Most of the time it's pretty just like, you're here, they're there. They need to know where to find you when you're ready. So you're pretty much in your area. You wait there all day. And you just, by the time you get on set, they tell you, okay, we need to do X, Y, Z. You do that, you film, back to your spot. And
you just sit there. Yep. That's boring. I'm straight on those. Yes. But lastly, what was your favorite video shoot, photo shoot, and why?
My favorite photo shoot would probably have to be the XXL freshman issue, just because it was like my first main one. It was probably the one I was the most comfortable with. When you do shoots for like publication, they tell you what they want. They're going to dress you how they want. They're going to do your hair and makeup how they want. They're going to ask you to pose a certain way. That one was probably like the one I was the most comfortable with. Okay. I even had my dad on set. Like I was just kind of like,
Yeah. So you good. Because I mean, XXL, you wear some little things.
But it's not to like, as far as like the King and Smooth shoot I did,
This is true.
Where it's a lot sexier and it's all about like, you know, being sexy. Those were just kind of like, you know, I was doing a schoolgirl.
Okay.
You know, so it's just kind of like, and then for the Eye Candy of the Year, it was like a boxing theme. So it was like, it was sexy, but PG-13.
PG-13. Okay, that's
the
cool.
way I like it.
That's cool. So tell the people about, you know, how they can find you, how they can follow you, you know, stay in touch with you.
Well, for now, until Instagram, you can find me on Twitter on Miss Kara Allison. And I have a website also, MissKaraAllison.com.
Okay.
Yes, and you know, I have some upcoming things. One of my best friends, she's a designer.
Okay.
So I'm doing the face of her brand. It's Conception by Natasha. You can follow her on Instagram. We're working really hard at that. As the face of her brand, I'm so excited.
Nah, that's real big. That's real big. That's
so
real
proud
big.
of her.
That's real big.
So, you know, you find me doing that. That's probably like the thing I'm the most focused on right now.
Okay, well that's pretty dope. Well, I mean, you know, I'm proud to see, like, you know, everybody, you know, pushing you. They got you, you know, the trophy, XXL Eye Candy of the Year. You're doing big things now. You about to be the face of a fashion line. You know, that's real dope. And you know, just stay in touch with her, follow her. You know, Instagram coming soon. Don't get too crazy. We don't like that. PG-13. PG-13. It's another episode of The League. It's Kara Allison.
I started rapping like 09. I made my first song. I mean, it wasn't too much, you know, just a little fun. But like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I went ahead and dropped my single. That should be coming out soon. And I just took off from there.
Because you took me through the first time, but when was the first time for that? That must have been...
That was a really scary day.
Yeah, I could imagine.
That was my first double penetration as well. My first, wow, it's a lot of firsts. I did that. There's this award show called AVN Awards. Okay,
of course.
Okay,
I see you're a nominee. You're there.
I've been nominated a few times. I haven't won anything. I'm not that special, but
you're special to me.
Oh, thanks.